Welcome to this training on using RDA 8 for SOA Diagnostics Collection. My name is Sean Bailey and I'll be walking you through this short tutorial, so let's get started by reviewing what we'll be covering in this session. We'll start by downloading the latest version of RDA, which as of today is 8.1. We'll install RDA by extracting the package. We'll then configure and run a SOA offline collection. Next, we'll review the output report and the SOA health check summary. Lastly, we'll configure and run a SOA online collection and review the additional items in the report. What we will not be covering in this session is extensive background of RDA, the specifics of using the available knowledge-based content, details of individual collections, or troubleshooting a specific issue with RDA. Some of these topics may be covered in later sessions. The system we'll be using is Oracle Enterprise Linux running a small SOA cluster consisting of an admin and a single clustered managed server. First, we need to download the latest version of RDA from My Oracle support. We start with a search for RDA for SOA product. This provides us with the master document for running RDA with SOA. Opening the document, we see a link on the landing page for downloading the latest RDA version. Although we won't be spending much time with the document, it is intended to be a comprehensive resource for using RDA with SOA. For now, we'll select the link which takes us to the RDA package index. From the index, I'll select Linux x86-64. I can save the archive wherever I want to. You can see the size of the download package is 72 megabytes, but in the interest of time, we won't wait for the download. After the download is complete, we need to extract the archive. Again, it doesn't matter where the archive is extracted, as RDA is relatively self-contained. We'll extract it in the location where it was previously saved. After the extract, we now have our RDA home location RDA. In here, we see the executable rda.sh that we will be running to configure and execute the collections. We're now almost ready to run the collection, but first I'm going to set my environment for the SOA domain I'm interested in looking at. After navigating to domain home/bin, I'll run the command source setdomain env.sh. This sets the environment variables for the middleware and domain home locations that RDA can use during the configuration step. I'll now go back to the RDA home location. The command I'm going to use to configure and run RDA is rda.sh -scrp -p fm11g_soamin. There are several command options included, so let's take a moment to review them using RDA help. -s specifies the modules you want to configure. This is important if appending to an existing configuration. The capital C tells RDA to collect the diagnostic information after the configuration is complete. Capital R says to generate the specified reports for analysis, and capital P packages the reports to archive format. Lastly, lowercase p specifies the collection profile that we're interested in. So we're going to configure RDA to use the fm11g_soamin profile, which runs fairly quickly and provides a majority of the information needed to diagnose most issues. Let's run the command and step through the prompts. To accept the default at any prompt, simply hit return, which is what we're going to do with this first one. Here we see that we're trying to verify the middleware home location, which has been pre-populated in the environment by setdomain env. Again, we'll hit return. Here we have the option to select either the offline or online collection. Again, we'll hit return to accept the default of offline. Here, because our domain home was populated in the environment by setdomain env, RDA was able to determine that there are two servers in the domain. Again, the default is to analyze both, which we'll accept. Here RDA is asking to set up the Oracle Configuration Manager, and in this test we're going to say no. RDA is now running the collection. Because we ran setDomainEnv previously, our environment variables for the middleware and domain homes were already set. This allowed us to hit enter at almost every prompt. The configuration is stored in RDA home/output.cfg. Although this is a text file and you can find all of your configuration parameters inside, it is discouraged to edit this file directly. If you have an existing configuration for RDA and want to add a new profile or module, it can be appended using the -s option on the RDA command line as described before. When upgrading RDA, you can back up this file and then copy it into the upgraded RDA home location. Let's now take a look at the results report. We can do so by dragging the RDA_start.htm file from the output directory into a browser. Here's the output report. In the top left frame, we can see the main categories for the information collected. Selecting a category provides the list of contents for that category in the lower left frame. Selecting an item from this frame will display the contents on the right. Let's walk through a few items of common interest. Oracle Home Product Information. This lists the installed products and their versions. Operating System Setup. This provides memory, CPU, system, and kernel profile information along with many environment variable values. Domain configuration. These are the entire contents of the domain home/config folder with the config XML listed at the top. This also includes the start scripts for the domain at the bottom of the list. Moving to the SOA Managed Server, we find the contents of the log folder, including the diagnostic log and the WebLogic server log. Right below that, we see contents of the diagnostic repository. This includes the most recent 10 incidents along with the associated diagnostic dumps. Finally, we'll take a look at the SOA health checks. We'll select External Data Collection, Health Check Validation Engine, and then the results link. These are the currently available SOA health checks run against a domain. The output report provides summary information for each check, with links to more detailed output and reference knowledge base content. Failures are not necessarily related to your issue, nor are they necessarily critical to a functioning system, but they should be researched further. Next, we're going to run an online collection against the running servers. This will provide us with a few additional collections. To do so, we must rerun the configuration command. This time we get fewer questions, but it still asks us to confirm the servers we want to collect from, and we need to enter the username the RDA will use to connect to the running instances. During the collection, we are also prompted to enter the password. Here we'll select option 2 for the online collection. Again, we want to collect for both servers, so we'll accept the default. Here's where we enter the username to connect to the running instances. And at this point, the collection begins. Here we see the prompt to enter the password to connect to the running instances. In the interest of time, we'll turn to a collection that was taken earlier. Again, we'll drag the RDA_start HTML file to our browser. Here we see that the outline looks pretty much the same as before. We'll select the SOA Managed Server and find that there are now 3 new collections at the top. First is SOA configuration information. This is an export of MDS configuration files. Next, we see the SOA WSDL diagnostic dump. This is a collection of information for endpoints for all deployed composites. And lastly, the SOA JVM thread dump. These are 5 thread dumps taken at 5-second intervals. Starting in PS6, these thread dumps contain contextual information for the running SOA threads, including the composite, component, and activity that the thread is executing. The additions from the online collection are usually not needed, but this demonstrates how easy it is to run in the case where they are. At the conclusion of running either an offline or online collection, the package report can be found in the RDA home location. This package can be uploaded to a service request for further analysis by Oracle support. That concludes this short tutorial on using RDA 8 to collect SOA diagnostics information. Thank you for watching.